Going on? We're over here at SeaTac. Shout out Flexline, shout out EV7. Gonna get some throws in today. See how the round goes.
Hell yeah. Hey everyone, welcome to the round. Here we are at hole 1, 360-foot par 3. Shout out to Tanner's sponsors, EV7 and Flexline Discs. Let's get into it. Looks like Tanner's lining up a flick here. Throws a beautiful flex through the gap. Skips up the hill, and he's going to be looking about 20-footer for his first birdie of the day. Excuse the plane sounds. I did my best to mute them a little bit in post, but you know, SeaTac is kind of infamous for how many planes you get flying overhead during the round. That'll be a common theme. Here we are, hole 2, 244 feet. It's pretty much a must-get for most players, and let's see how Tanner does here. Lining up another flick. Nice and flat, skips up, and he is parked to start off the round 2 for 2. He actually flicked a Toro there, which blows my mind. I can't imagine throwing a Toro on such a straight line, but must be pretty beat up, and he must be pretty used to taking that shot. But here we are, 2 for 2. Hole 3, this is a tough one, 400-foot par 3, and you have almost no window. Tanner's lining up another flick. Such a weapon to be able to flick 400 feet. Squeaks by the tree right there, and then gets caught up in some trouble. Yeah, but center fairway, you take that most days. Lining up his upshot. It's like that Toro that he just threw. Oof, almost rings it up. He'll be parked up for his par. Cashes it. Hole 4, my favorite hole on the course, pretty demanding. Basically a triple mando. You just throw something stable and flat through there, let the disc do the work to the left. And we see Tanner execute that perfectly. Skips, and he is absolutely parked for his third birdie of the day. 3 down through 4. Tanner starting hot. Hole 5, 315, par 3. Pretty standard shot here. Basically a must get for most players of Tanner's caliber. Let's see how he does. Huge, goes so wide. And he ends up parked. But when he threw that, I actually thought that he threw it too wide. I was so surprised that he ended up parked, but here he is for another birdie attempt. Cans it. 4 through 5. 4 down through 5. Really hot start for Tanner. Here we are, hole 6, par 3, 266 feet. This is also a must get. And Tanner slides up the hill. He's going to be looking about 10, 15 feet. Another tap in. 5 through 6 on an absolute tear today. Count it. Finally a hole without a plane flying overhead. That was a nice respite. Hole 7, par 3, 375. You're going to see this bush/tree cluster on the right that you have to go over. It's nice if you have a forehand that can make it, like Tanner. Just slings one out there, nice and safe over the trees. Going to be looking at about like 120-foot jumper from here. It's a good run. Lay it up, tap in par. Hole 8, 384-foot par 3. This is kind of a separator hole. If you can throw 400 feet, this is a layup for you. And you can also find some trouble if you do miss the gap. Here's Tanner's upshot. Looks like he's going to take a forehand. Try to play it into the green here. Ooh, comes up a little short. He's going to be looking at a long par bid. Really hoping to save this par, keep his round clean. Oof, just short. Gonna pick up his first bogey of the round here at hole 8. Taps it in for bogey. Here we are, hole 9, challenging 428-foot par 3. You're gonna see a lot of players throw a kind of high anhyzer. Let's see what Tanner does. Dead straight. Straight up the middle. He kind of hits those guardian bushes.
Yeah, that was laced.
That will give him about a 100-foot shot toward the pin. Nice up. Little tap in par there. Hard to make birdie from there. Oh, that was actually a tester putt about circle's edge, and he misses it, taking his second bogey in a row. Hole 10, 282 feet, par 3. This is back to one of the muskets of the course. Tanner taking a forehand here. Goes a little bit inside, ends up catching a tree, and he's going to be looking at a tough putt for birdie. Good little floaty Annie bid, but he couldn't convert, so here we are looking at a par. Cashes it for par. Tough par to take, but we'll take it. Hole 11, 401-foot par 3. This is another one of those separator holes. If you could throw 400 feet on a dime, this is kind of a layup for you. Plays slightly uphill, so I'd say it's closer to about 420 feet. We see Tanner throws it a little bit low here. Ends up on the right side, circle 2. Can't convert there, but it's a good bid. And see him tap in for a par here from about 15 feet, maybe 10 feet. Clean. Hole 12, 367 feet, par 3. This is a tough one. The green is pretty inaccessible. Tanner throws a beautiful forehand here. Unfortunately, the course was very unmanicured at this time. Grass is so long, you're getting no ground play out there. Just stops exactly where it landed. He's going to be looking at a circle 2 putt. A little bit short. Taps in for par. So I think somebody had a throw in on the hole next to us. But here we are, hole 13, 425-foot par 3. This is a tough one as well. Tanner leaning on his forehand again. Throws it a little too high and ends up catching some trees, spitting down in the fairway. There's his up, beautiful, straight in line, and he's going to have a pretty easy putt to clean up his par here. Cashes it. Hole 14, 350-foot par 3, slightly downhill. This is very much a tunnel shot. You see a lot of players throw mid-ranges. Looks like Tanner put a good move on this one. It's leaking out a little bit left. He's going to have a circle 2 look to get his birdie here. Good bid, but ends up missing wide
Nice
right,
spot.
and then cleans up his putt for par. Hole 15, 250 feet, slightly uphill. This is a must get for most players here. Great shot from Tanner. That's going to be up there on the dance floor.
Left there.
Cashes it. Easy putt for a birdie, maybe like 15-footer. Turns his round back around. Hole 16, 321-foot par 3. This one is kind of impossible to reach. Very rarely have I seen a birdie on it. You're going to see most players do exactly what Tanner did here. Just a little hyzer off the tee, kind of laying up to the landing zone. He pushes too far, actually ends up in this tree cluster, so we're going to have to see him scramble from here. Throws a beautiful forehand, skips up there. He's going to be looking at a little putt to save his par. See if he can convert. Cashes it. That's a good par to take there. Birdie on that hole is very rare. Hole 17, 535-foot par 4. Crushed it off the drive, but carried a little too straight into those backside trees. He's going to have a tough look. And he pitches out, pretty much a positional play there. Just hoping to clean up and save his par. Nice little chop. He kind of has a tester putt for par here. And he converts, cleans up his par. Hole 18, 510-foot par 4. This is a very fun hole. And if you got it, that slight turnover forehand, then you get this perfect second shot lined up with the tunnel. Tanner leaning on that reliable Toro, gets himself up there for a good birdie look.
This is outside.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It looks about like 35.
Cashes it. Great putt from Tanner there. I think it definitely was outside the circle. I'm shooting at 70 millimeters, if that matters to you guys. Anyways, hole 19, 542-foot par 4. A really fun tee shot. Plays slightly downhill there. And look at this ambiance. You see all those particles. It's a beautiful scene. Looks like it's going to leak a little bit left and then catches a high limb. Sits straight down in the fairway. This will be somewhat of a tough shot for most players. But Tanner just has that weapon of a forehand, slight turnover, and he's looking about edge of C1, convert on his birdie here. To go 2 birdies in a row on these par 4s. Back to back, catches high left side. Great putt from Tanner there. Pick up a birdie, keep his round going. Hole 20, 490-foot par 4. This one is a doozy. No, it's a great par 4. Throws a low line drive straight up the fairway. That's going to play great for a second shot. And nice little chip forehand into the green here. And he executes. Converts for his third birdie in a row. Just tearing up these par fours here. We got hole 21, 547-foot par 4. Tanner turns over a forehand, burns it over, and ends up in the rough over there. Let's see, he's out here. Really tough out. Catches some limbs, but ends up in the middle of the fairway. Nice. Good up. It's going to leave a little bit of meat left on the bone there. Unfortunately, he can't convert for his par. Going to be picking up another bogey here. Hole 22, par 4, 458 feet. Off the tee, you'll see most players do exactly what Tanner did. Just a stable forehand, trying to work the disc from left to right and get yourself in a good position for the V3. Leaves it a little bit inside and gets caught up on jail. He's going to have to pitch up here, hope to convert his par. Great little pitch. The par should not be hard from there. Great conversion. Moving on to hole 23, 491-foot par 4. Tanner's going to take this crazy line over all of the nasty stuff. Huge forehand here. This guy really has a powerful forehand, and he is not afraid to use it. Ends up on the right side of the fairway. He's got another tough little look here into the green. Nice. Hyzer's out, and he has a look, circle 2 look for par. Just outside of circle 1. Shout out to EV7. Cashes it for his birdie. Great birdie to pick up there. Moving on to hole 24, 422-foot par 3. Really, really tough get. Tanner's going to throw this Sky Annie. And he executes it perfectly, coming out of hyzer. And it's just going to spike down right in the middle of the fairway. Got a circle 2 look, maybe 80 feet, 70 feet for his birdie. Should be a crazy birdie on this hole. Oof. There we go, cleaning up his par. Almost took the bird there. That would have been something special. Hole 25, 314-foot par 3. This is a tough one. Got a tough window off the tee. Finishes to the right, a little bit downhill. Throws it great. But just like earlier in the round, the grass is long, no ground play. Ends up behind a tree. Tough, tough birdie bid. And hits this tree. Hoping to clean up his par here. Got a little bit of a tester putt. Great make there. Dead on the stripe. That was a great make. Hole 26, 314-foot par 3. Plays downhill. Really straightforward. I was surprised to see Tanner take the forehand here. It's a really straightforward backhand, but he executes really well. Ends up with a putt for birdie here. Cashes it. Great birdie to pick up. to end the round, going into hole 27, 229-foot par 3 with some momentum. Almost lands it on the tiny island up there. Has a bid for birdie. Can't quite convert. And that's a wrap on the round. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm back again. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Go ahead and click the link in the description to check out my Instagram. Drop a follow there. And if you are a local, feel free to reach out. I'd love to collaborate and get some content for you and for me. And on the off chance you're a touring pro seeing this and want to get a video, let me know. Just holla at your boy. All right. Take care.